Welcome back to the special Te Ngata Pasifika program on the 13th South Pacific Games.
Now, the athletic competition is one thing at the Games, the other is the display of cultural pride.
And that's exactly what happened in Apia at the opening last Saturday.
This is about Samoa. This is about putting Samoa on the world stage.
I think it's probably very similar to putting a big motion picture together.
It's about Samoan doing Samoan things for Samoa.
"33 different sports, 22 countries, over 1,000 student performers, and a country in an uproar. It's the biggest and maybe the last sporting spectacular of its kind. SPG Samoa kicked off to a thundering start, the likes of which have never been seen in this part of the Pacific before. Live the dream is the mantra being chanted over these 2 weeks, and it was never more spectacularly seen than in the 3-hour opening ceremony, as Samoa and her horde of international guests got their first glimpse of each country's competitors. A riot of Pan-Pacific colour turned Apia Park into a grand-scale melting pot, but not to be upstaged by the cosmopolitan presence. The host country put on a dazzling display involving months of planning, tech coordination and mass rehearsals.
An event like this has never been attempted to the scale that we attempted to do it this time. What we wanted to do was make it quite a spectacular event that focused on traditional, sort of ancient Samoa. So what we did first was scripted all the repertoire of traditional music, repertoire of Samoan dance forms, and we tried to make sure that we wove it together in a story. Choreographically, I was working with mass cast and doing lots of mass movements that we think will be quite spectacular. We tell basically two legends. Sina and the Eel was almost came automatically, and plus some of the oldish Samoan songs, kind of Sina, Oe, etc., lent itself to that sort of classical feel to it. But also we focused on the storyline, and we do a bit of a twist in terms of the storyline to try and make it a story of empowerment of a little girl. And so that's really the central theme of the whole opening ceremony. It's about empowering the young to achieve and live the dreams.
The concept really is about the empowerment and the inspiration that we need to give the youth, because the whole thing is basically about the people of the Pacific, particularly here in Samoa. Given that we are hosting the games, we needed to promote the traditional elements that we have, values and beliefs, icons and motifs. There's a component in the traditional part where I asked two schools to collaborate, and basically these two schools are rival. And this is just an idea to bring them together. It's about giving them the platform to bring out their creativity.
Lord.
I think for me, just trying to get more of an epic soundtrack feel to all the music. Samoa is rich in traditional sounds, so I wanted to capture that in more of a soundtrack epic quality. So it's a new endeavour, but I think it'd be wonderful. And it's very suitable for our sort of music. We got the teachers choir, yes, and they're wonderful to work with. We have the orchestral sounds, you know, the strings and woodwinds, but it's really matched itself really well. I think it's that classical Polynesian sound we've developed earlier on, but now we put it on the world stage. We can actually develop it further with a full orchestral sweep. So it's been great.
An event like this has never been attempted to the scale that we attempted to do it this time. We had roughly about 200 in the choir. In terms of dancers, we're working with about 1,000, almost 1,200 dancers. So in terms of pieces of costumes, each performer has at least an average of about 5 pieces of costume each. So that's 5 times 1,500. We also have props. There's a 70-meter long eel that we tested and actually made in Fiji.
Another legend paid homage to Samoa's war goddess Ngāwhanua, sending a fiery challenge, a message of fair play and courage to the athletes of the Pacific, ignited by one of Samoa's youngest fire dancers.
Ngāwhanua is famous for being Samoa's goddess of war, but we focus less on the war aspects of it and more on her bravery and courage.
State of Samoa declare the 13th South Pacific Games open.